It's so cold. It's so cold. Who are we kidding? I live in South Florida. These people are crazy. They got the heat on where I work. Toss that away. But it is a little chilly outside for Floridians. Happy New Year 2018. My name is Larry Baker. I'm a certified level 2 sommelier and senior wine and spirit specialist here at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits in Sunrise, Florida. What are they calling it? The weather people, they're calling it a bomb cyclone, whatever it is. It's darn cold. Even in Tallahassee, Florida, schools are closed today because there was a 1/10 of an inch of snow. So they're in South Dakota, they woke up to, before wind chill, minus 40 degrees temperature. Why am I saying that? Because this is, what a way to start off the new year. But when we get to this time of year and Arctic temperatures throughout the United States and areas, I start thinking about putting on a pile of soup, chili. I start thinking of stews, things that are warming. People, even in Florida, I see pictures all over my Facebook and social media, people making white bean chili, venison stew. We eat wild game during this thing. All those, fall, winter, even though in Florida we try to make believe it's 54 degrees, not exactly freezing, but it's a little chilly. So I start thinking of bold red wines that you could warm up, and it's just better to drink red wines. And I'm going to give you some options that I think are this is the time to bring out the big bold reds, a little higher in the alcohol and a little warmth to the body. It just makes you feel kind of like a blanket wrapped around you. So first I'm going to start off with, and it's rare that I recommend California wine, but I do love Clay Shannon. Clay Shannon does this Two Bud Ranch Zinfandel. He is 100% sustainably farmed in Lake County, California. And this hits 15.1 on the Richter scale of alcohol. He even has sheep that he raises for grass-fed lamb, and they naturally, you know what that means, fertilize the land, and it grows olives. But this is really like big, bold fruit, good usage of American oak, new American oak, but also about 30% French oak in this bottle. Fireplace, if you have one, a bottle of Zin in all ski resorts. It's classic. Zinfandel Red Zin from this is a 1999 bottle of wine, and really, really, really drinks well. Will keep you warm. Australia. This is Oliver Hill Winery. This is the Red Silk. They call it Red Silk, like 5, 6, 7 years in a row. Robert Parker has given this wine 90 points or above in the Wine Advocate magazine. And besides that, it's a really silky Shiraz, 100% Shiraz or Syrah from McLarenville, which is a maritime climate, so it's not as bad and big and spicy as Barossa Valley, but McLarenville, beautiful, just coats the palate, 15.0% alcohol, but you don't feel it. You just feel a rich red wine. Put this with something on the grill, or some venison steak, or definitely a white turkey chili or bean chili, lentil soup. All of this would work well as Shiraz. Who could think in the Veneto, where they eat horse and they eat carne di asino. Amarone is the classic warming wine in cold temperatures in Verona, in the Valpolicella region. We've talked about this wine. I love the Nicolas family, their Reserva Ambrosson 2008. This is a $63 bottle of Amarone, where they air dry the grapes into raisins and then press them. 16.0% alcohol on the Richter scale, but that's what's expected from an Amarone. And nothing goes better, a nice bowl of polenta, some wild boar, or even horse, or any of that stuff they eat in Verona. Anything, Amarone is the classic Italian wine for chilly weather. I also think up in the Northwest region, there are 3 areas in Piemonte, it's called, that 3 villages that use the grape Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is used in Barolo, it's used in Barbaresco, it's used in Gattinara, and this is the 2009, this is Giuseppe Traversa, the Ciabatte He is a estate bottled, grows his own grapes. His whole family, you know, three generations of in Barbaresco, which gives you that same grape as Barolo, a little bit less money, and what a cool looking bottle. I drank this 2009 many times. They eat a lot of game and red meats up in the cold area of northwest Italy, and you know, a Barolo, a Gattinara, or a Barbaresco, a baby Barolo I call it, will definitely be a way to go. I can't leave out the French and the Southern Rhone. It may be warm in the summertime, but it's not warm in the wintertime. This is the classic Chateauneuf du Pape 2012 Domaine de Seneschal. I love this wine, Grenache and Syrah, the typical wine. I mean, this is for hearty meals. You wouldn't want to sit down and just have like a lean cuisine with this. This is definitely sit by the fireplace and enjoy a good hearty beef stew, beef bourguignon, and drink, or something in the Rhone, pork tenderloin, anything hearty. This is Chateauneuf du Pape, the new house of the Pope, a classic. When we get to fortified wines, as we talked to in previous blogs, of adding some form of alcohol as a dessert wine, the classic to me is a good reserve tawny port from Croft in the Porto region. It's aged and matured in oak cask. You may not be able to see that on a camera, but tawnies are a little lighter in color than the ruby ports, and I just find them silky because it's fortified. We're talking about 20% on the Richter scale, but you drink a little bit, get some dark chocolate, make some s'mores over the fireplace, or even get some Stilton blue cheese and just drink this, a couple of glasses of it. Not only will you pass out on the floor, but you will warm up. It's just something about drinking, you know, a port wine in the warm weather. Although in Florida, I mean in the cold weather, in Florida, they've been buying this port from me all throughout August in 120-degree weather. But port is great. Now, if all this fails, and none of these wines don't warm you up, you always do have an option to pick up a bottle of just 153 proof grain alcohol. Makes a great floor cleaner, so this is a dual purpose. A lot of people buy this for a floor cleaner. You know, chug it down. I mean, it's like medicine, but you know, it is 153 proof, which is the Florida state limit. No, I'm only kidding. Don't drink grain alcohol by itself, but it does warm you up. So again, hearty meals, cooler weather. I even start thinking about reds as opposed to the whites. Even though I'll drink a rosé, but even when the temperature goes around that 45 degrees, I just want to even just sit around, have some aged cheeses and salamis, or a bowl of soup, a baguette, a bread, and one of these hearty wines, a Zinfandel, a Barolo, Chateauneuf du Pape. Remember, you can find out more information about any of these wines I spoke about by visiting ABC's website at www.abcfws.com, or remember to follow this blog, follow it, share it with your friends. There's a spot to put your email address. You will get my phone number. Hit follow this blog. When you get the confirmation, you will get an email from me telling you all the ways that you can get in touch with me. So happy 2018. I know it's Arctic. A lot of people are hibernating right now. Well, not really in Florida. They're just wearing ridiculous warm clothing. But remember that wine is not for snobs. It's for everyday people like you and me, and the ones that are making believe that we're cold out there. See you next time. Cheers.